Far out at sea, where the horizon blurs into a thin silver line and the sky seems endless, a U.S. aircraft carrier strike group moves steadily through international waters. From above, it looks calm and almost routine. From the inside, it is a floating city running on precision, discipline, and constant vigilance. Every radar sweep, every radio transmission, every movement on deck is part of a system designed to detect threats long before they become danger. On the flight deck, jets sit ready, their wings folded like resting predators. Deep inside the carrier, operators monitor screens filled with symbols, numbers, and shifting tracks. Nothing seems unusual, but thousands of feet above the ocean, far beyond visual range, a different kind of movement has already begun. A Russian Su-57 stealth fighter cuts through the air at high altitude. Built to challenge modern air dominance, its angular design and reduced radar signature make it difficult to track. This aircraft was never meant to fly unnoticed forever, only long enough to get close. Close enough to test reactions, defenses, and resolve. The mission is risky by nature. Not a declared attack, not a training exercise either. It is a calculated move in a tense geopolitical environment where every maneuver sends a message. The Su-57 pilot knows the rules. Do not fire. Do not cross certain lines. But push just far enough to see what happens. As the fighter advances, its systems carefully manage emissions, minimizing radar exposure. To the naked eye, there is nothing but empty sky. To the carrier's sensors, at first, there is nothing at all. Then a faint anomaly appears. Inside the Combat Information Center, a radar operator pauses. The return is weak, inconsistent, and fleeting. It could be atmospheric interference. It could be clutter. But experience says never ignore the unusual. The operator flags it, and within seconds, multiple systems begin examining the same patch of sky. The anomaly holds. Slowly, almost reluctantly, the carrier strike group's digital picture begins to sharpen. The track doesn't behave like civilian traffic. Its speed, altitude, and heading suggest something deliberate. The information moves upward through the chain of command with calm efficiency. No alarms blare. No one panics. This is exactly what the system was built for. High above, the Su-57 pilot senses the change. Subtle warnings flicker across displays. Passive sensors detect increased activity. The aircraft is no longer alone in the sky. The question now is how close is too close. The carrier's airborne early warning aircraft adjusts position, widening its sensor coverage and focusing on the suspected track. Data pours in. What was once uncertain becomes clear. This is a military aircraft, operating deliberately, and approaching a U.S. carrier group. The order to launch fighters is given. On the flight deck, rehearsed movements snap into action. Crew members signal, engines roar, and 2 U.S. Navy fighters are catapulted into the air in rapid succession. In moments, they are climbing fast, guided by controllers who already know where to send them. The Su-57 continues forward. This is the most dangerous phase of any such encounter. No shots fired, yet the margin for error is razor thin. A misinterpreted maneuver, a sensor glitch, or a pilot pushing too hard could turn a demonstration into a disaster. The U.S. fighters close the distance methodically, staying outside any provocative range. Their mission is not to engage but to identify, shadow, and control the situation. Visual contact is established. Two different doctrines, two rival powers, now sharing the same airspace. From the carrier, the encounter unfolds in silence, measured in data points and vectors. Missile systems remain inactive but ready. Defensive layers stand alert. Submarines below adjust their awareness. Every domain is watching. The Su-57 makes a sharp maneuver, rolling and adjusting altitude, testing response times. The American fighters respond instantly, matching the move with ease. The message is unmistakable. You are seen. You are tracked. You are not in control here. Still, the Russian aircraft presses slightly closer. That is when the situation changes. An electronic warfare platform supporting the strike group activates its systems. Invisible energy fills the air. To human eyes, nothing changes. To sensors, everything does. Radar returns fluctuate. Targeting data becomes unreliable. Signals that once seemed solid now blur and fade. Inside the Su-57 cockpit, displays begin to degrade. Ranges shift. Situational awareness narrows. This is not a failure of the aircraft. It is the environment being reshaped around it. This is the moment most people never consider when thinking about modern warfare. Power is no longer just missiles and guns. It is control of information. The ability to see clearly while denying that clarity to others. The Su-57 pilot understands the implication immediately. Pushing closer now would mean flying blind in one of the most heavily defended zones on the planet. The mission objective has already been met. The defenses have been tested. The response has been measured. Command protocols are clear. The fighter banks away. The U.S. jets maintain position, escorting from a distance, ensuring the disengagement is deliberate. No radar locks are announced. No weapons are armed. The confrontation ends without a single aggressive signal exchanged. Gradually, the electronic pressure eases. Systems stabilize. The sky returns to normal. Back on the carrier, operations continue as if nothing happened. Jets recover. Deck crews resume their routines. From the outside, the strike group looks unchanged, cutting through the ocean as it always has. But below deck, the encounter is already being analyzed in detail. Timelines are reviewed, sensor performance is studied, communication flows are examined. Every second matters, and every lesson will shape future encounters. The truth is simple, even if the implications are complex. An aircraft carrier is not just a ship, it is a network of sensors, aircraft, escorts, and people operating as a single organism. Approaching it is not about defeating one platform, but about penetrating an entire system designed to respond faster than any individual action. This encounter was never about sinking a carrier. That would require coordination, mass, and escalation far beyond a single aircraft. It was about signaling, testing boundaries, and gathering data. And what happened instead was a quiet demonstration of restraint and capability on both sides. For the sailors on board, it is another reminder that modern conflict often unfolds without explosions or headlines. It happens in moments of decision, in silent maneuvers, and in the discipline to stop before crossing a line that cannot be uncrossed. For the pilots involved, it is a reminder that skill is not just about flying fast or turning tight, but about knowing when to push and when to pull back. And for the rest of the world, it is a glimpse into how close global powers sometimes come to the edge, and how much effort goes into stepping back from it. Because the most dangerous battles are not always the ones that make the news. Sometimes, the most important thing that happens is that nothing happens at all.